Samani fono ya shamwa semwanka yebesi wa promo hano anja papa.
Ya friend for makwa badba THEO TVGH so YouTube channel papa pede rekwede de adwuma nsam ne basa de amam ne hwehwem ya fifi mu ne adom skone de nokre no ede amount milina to flosa na Daptin Thomas o frame Mary wa na mama fie miensa na de aka eye wo fie ho galamsay nsem ya na we de quickly ohene bi atiesi forest ono ne nkofo kromofo no se Ghana police Ghana soldier saban utumi nya galamsay ho hwede a omo angasa ebetu galamsay so sa nankasa na mebe so ohene bia beye so oyo ohene na se wunim galamsay ho hwe a wone wonko ofo ntinsi bush nim na yen hwe le say so oyo ohene na se wunim galamsay ho hwe a wone wonko ofo ahenkwa ne ochiame ne oba ahema mu ntinsi galamsay nam go stop wo mu because ebe kakra no ni hudi amenka ni hudi ayenka ya ka galamsay asem ya wa president ka say even say so the presidency eton chen no fighting galamsay kra na obeye but in no my edit say so no anko for na say galamsay na almost say you dia shine for no na info no say dabi yan transfer fasa de we ndie se mo say ya de okay yanga say wuram ne ko stop wo woni mitwa ho ba me ba ye ba ko video no ya hwe ohene no how a ohene mu apa nam galamsay site o chase galamsay fuo Ude mi twa me ho ba ya makwa ba bi mu de ba ya THEO me da ma se ma twa me ho ba makodu mu nsuo kakra na me ka che say Suman Motors na so ma sena me de dwuma de ya de bre woton cars so apo cars na auto cars owo Galilea ne amanfom in between of Kaswa Uniba Road ne so opese wudi ni didwa pa mpacho free number we 0241 445 884 Ofre Suman Motors a onu ubedi nkomo onu ubedi business kama onko ka eja wajo intino oba na aye kama na uta 7 no nya brand new car just obe top up to bi na wenya woka nti Ofre Suman Motors na one no endi dwuma Suman Motors o good papa ho na obi ato ne cars enche mikoto me car no ho sanso na eye busy business tie edino busy business eye abefu wo abefu tintan ne so we be say wo app ne so eye Play Store and App Store ni na okwa wo de bo eye busy business wo busy business a se wo pe car to a wo benya bi se wo pe se wo ton car betum de atoso se wo pe se wo ton wo dan se wo pe se wo to dan eye new app aba se ho no bi edidwa eye dwadibia ukọ ho a ubetumi eni omo adidwa bi bia ohia bia no libilibi no labalaba ubenya bi ewo eye busy business app ne so na ososo wo de aye de adu be ye me say bibia wo pe wasase we su bia no wo de ko eye busy business app ne so say da make no eye Play Store na eye ukọ ni na ubenya ebi wo ho na wonsoso wakodidwa ewo ho abefu say wo no bia edidwa enti wo de me say Google na koho na ubenya dia upe bia ubenya bi ewo ho yenko a story ne so ohini mu a odire mi kanam forest I hope say omunchini emra bia afa nchine de so bukotu na de because baby galamsay sam na duro no saa na ese ye no saa ene oya maame ne papa kro tu chesi wa oba ogushinim kopam no enye saa ogwa go to gold no e de abafie ba wunya nsu ade be aduane de ama no gold so yenwe gold yenwe intine mesre muma ye hina anya baako na galamsay no yentu ase se de be ya Ghana yeso ye ho be nkwala no mo ba no na de daachi wuti abrocho be ka se o me de emfa me ho but bibi betum de wa ba Ghana na wo pensu anum saa nsuo ya chemicals aye na no abne de be ma wo edo no mdi gu nsuo nkomati se water company limited for say e custom match ntino mutumi mfa the quantity of edo eso mdi gu na nsuo ne niti no kro munya nti which means yare na ye be yare na yewu ubohwane yetu galamsey na yenya gold ma e wo Ghana ba ne nyina yewu e no akoko fasama ne say o me use gold no o de yengongo he video no ye hwe ohene no de we ana ohene no ene ne nkofo dire ka di galamsey fo che o mo dwane je o mo nduane ni ade ade hina akura o yengo he video ne mra
sama ni fono ya hwe ho asem anka ye besi wa promo ha no anya papa
Fertile. Zoom. Thank you, Yao, for your sterling leadership and for being a credit to the Ashanti Bar. We will continue to draw on your energy, insight, and your devotion to both your profession and your people. Whoever has the honor of taking the baton from you can be assured of our continued support and our unwavering commitment to the rule of law and the administration of justice. Zoom. It has always been such a great pleasure for us Antiman to welcome learned brothers and sisters to Kumasi. We like to think that Kumasi has become the second home for the bar and for the administration of justice. Zoom. We not only try to provide a welcome space for professional practice, but a congenial environment for the unfettered dispensation of justice. Zoom. Most important, we continue to demonstrate how traditional adjudication enhances delivery of justice. We recall with pride that legal luminaries and legends like Dr. K. Crunchy Taylor, Archie Casley Hayford, Ephraim Benjamin, Joe Randolph, D.F. Annan once formed the core of the Ashanti Bar. Zoom. Working in harmony with colleagues like Toto, Frank Mensah Bonsu, Victor Usu, Kofi Saki, Akentana Piaminka, and my son Arnold, now ennobled as a Tipine. Zoom, who ran the famous practice of former British firm of J.J. Pillay. Poignantly, the Asantehene, that's my uncle, for example, himself had been served by such eminent solicitors as B.E. Tamaklo. I had the honor of being served by Papa Dasson late, and I still have some other advisors in the person of Mujib and others who are all serving me and advising me on various issues. It speaks to our unwavering commitment to national cohesion and above all to justice without strings. As the seat of traditional governance, we are pleased to observe the growing acknowledgement of the role of traditional adjudication, not as an appendage but as an integral part of the administration of justice in the country. I believe this to be the clear intent of the Constitution of the Republic when it entrenches the institution of chieftaincy, together with all its traditional councils as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed. I believe we only strengthen the constitutional order when we enhance the capacity of traditional authorities to absorb with due competence and equity the load of litigation that will otherwise clog the course. This morning, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, gave us a picture of the giant strides being made in the administration of justice. For the first time, it has not been a demand to meet deficits of infrastructure, but an acknowledgement that the country is meeting the needs of the judicial service. What the nation needs now is to address the trust deficit fueled largely by the persistent political assault on the integrity and independence of the judiciary. You know better than I that the law operates within a social context and is shaped by the political values of the time. Somebody would always be responsible for the appointment of justices, but the oath the judge swears is never be to the individual who appointed them, but the constitution of the land. Once enrobed, his or her duty is to interpret the laws without fear or favor, affection or ill will. The evidence I see from the judicial service is that no stone is being left unturned to enhance its capacity to deliver justice without fear or favor, affection or ill will. My earnest plea to the people of Ghana, especially our political leaders, journalists, social commentators and civil society advocates, is to think deeply before denigrating the system. We have a judiciary that may not be perfect, but it deserves credit for the positive efforts. I can think of many countries which look at Ghana and concede. Sometimes listen to the wisdom of our musicians and reflect on a piece like Kofi Kanata's Obi Nyawaye, or listen to what my minstrels stand by me are saying. Obi Nyasebi and Kobeyebi. Let us try to accentuate the positive and give the noble men and women we have ennobled in the judiciary the space and the impetus to stand up and be counted. It is right that you have devoted this year's conference to the upcoming presidential and parliamentary elections. Here, once again, the destiny of Ghana is at stake. It is not only the people of Ghana who are looking forward with considerable trepidation for the forthcoming elections. The international community is on tenterhooks, wondering if this oasis of peace in the turbulent ocean around us can be sustained. The issue for many is not who wins, but whether the conduct of the elections will be fair and will deliver a peaceful outcome. For my part, I remain pretty sanguine about the outcome of the for two main reasons. Ghanaians have arrived where we are, not by accident, but through the force of history. In our first quarter of a century of existence as an independent nation, we had tried almost every system of governance conceived by man. We've had a one-party state, we've had military rule of 3 different types, and we have experienced democracy with the power of the people to choose their government through the ballot box. However discreditable one may think of the people, I can see no circumstances in which Ghanaians will sacrifice the freedom of today, the prospect of changing their government by power of the thumb, for any other alternative. Secondly, However much one may distract the individuals in charge of the electoral process at any given time, it has been demonstrated that changes will occur in spite of the individual operatives. The evidence of our history is that the system does produce the outcome that reflects the voice of the people, and we remain ready as always to play our part to protect the integrity of the process when the need arises. So here again, I will appeal for a lowering of mistrust. Heightened vigilance is of course necessary, but we need to restore confidence between contesting political parties and candidates in the Electoral Commission. Would it not have been a good idea to have invited the candidates of the two major political parties to this conference to seek their commitment to the nation on the pursuit of peaceful campaign and the use of due process for the resolution of any unforeseen incidents? Finally, I congratulate you, your president, for his courageous comments on Galamsay this morning. Galamsay is an environmental enemy for the nation. What could be more serious for any people than to have the entire water supply system at risk? I think as lawyers you should find space during this conference to set up a panel to undertake a quick tour of the communities where this scourge is most prevalent, to see the extent of the crisis we face and hopefully deliberate on how the law should respond. As I see it, if an individual poisons the water supply of a community, he will be liable for severe consequences under the law. What does the law do when one pours mercury into the same water supply, knowing fully well it can kill? This issue now requires the collective effort of all sections of society. To do nothing is no longer an option. The Bar Association, the Medical Association, and the universities, in particular my university, should get together and carve a new path to deal with this emergency. Yesterday, whilst I was driving, going to Cape Coast, I stopped over at the River Pra, and it was, I'm afraid I have to tell you that what I saw, the river, it was so embarrassing, and then if as a nation we live for this to happen to us, I don't know. We have to fight this.
Yeah, some mako video no. We menche video we menche because wonso money nipa na oman Ghana na be ye gina me nu no so. Yes emfa ye ho a ebekwa na abefa ye ho. Ebia na de otenkran uti East Legon. But kan hu se wo maame no papa bi e wo village. Saa nsuo ya na bi mon omunum bi di bi si nyoma e di bi ye bibia de ye aduane de ye bibia. Emre bi ba na esi nantwie munti o yesi nantwie ne omu nanum nsuo baako na enko na yesi enye e de yare ba na afi de the mercury ye the other substance ne other chemicals e de say nsuo no e manipa da sani ehsan nom matise yesi one of the villages uba no na dot bi esisisi no eno so gold muntutu dot e gold muntutu se dia mo pa no banko na mere aho okay me fanchi akese enko Belgium na me nko chia ye grade satipo ne mba no edem jifa esinam na Betty sanso na michia eye mekwen one ne mma no michia o mu na Mr Sumangasa mechia o eja wi ase VIP michia o papa Mr William Ekufu my godfather Galwood mechia o papa nyame enka ho na nyame omanwunye sika bebre sanso na eye Nana hima amankra hima owo eye kwamankese traditional area ohima papa bi nana nubo madi bichia o wonkwado nyo nana nsaba obiase omawo yayi okay ahana mdumbezi 1 2 di next video beti udi the beauty more bichia papa Ike me director me cameraman me editor icon. Also, Asida television. On the most of it, herbal, herbal remedies ni na ewo. Utie ni ya wanga sabe tumkla di treat wo. Oche for free. Do here so be subscribe na wahwe. Esi eno ano no. Ubenya. Sanso na Anthony owo UK ghpagetv. Also good content just say what trans na wo share di bacho makra mo subscribe na share na leave a comment na me notification bell no so say dey be am di bibia tuma you'll be the first person to receive it and watch it. I love you, Makra. Bye bye.